working for the sports channel, Gary.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and welcome. It's Nurse Richard, the Wax Wizard. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, I know these intros, some of them are getting a bit silly, but I just couldn't help myself when I saw that one. I thought, oh, that's brill. SpongeBob caught watching me. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Who knows? Hello to you if you're watching SpongeBob. Thanks for tuning in and then tuning out. So this ear, fascinating ear this. Some of you might already recognise this because this has been in a video before. It's quite a recognisable one. You can probably already tell it's a huge mastoid cavity. And it wasn't that long ago this lady come in. She, in fact, what was it called? I did write it down so I could tell you which one the previous one was. It was called massive mastoid. I can see why I would call it that. And that was episode 373. So not that long ago, I think it was about 4 months ago that she came in to have it cleaned. It wasn't as bad as it was then. Still difficult though. All mastoid cavities are difficult. There's very few that are easy. And this lady has had this one for an extremely long time. I'm not sure I mentioned this in the previous video. I think she's in her 80s now, there or thereabouts. Not polite to ask sometimes, is it? Actually, I do know because I had a date of birth when I go through the questionnaire with her, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. Anyway, I think she was in her 80s. And she had this done when she was just 12 years old. So this is a very old mastoid cavity, an ancient one, in fact. Hence the title of the film. It's probably title of the video. It's probably the oldest mastoid cavity I've seen. Now she had it because I'll briefly explain what mastoid cavities are and why you have it. I'm not going to blind you with too much science about it. There's plenty of other channels out there that can do that better than I can. So the mastoid bone, it's that bone there, just behind your ear, and it's made up of like a honeycomb structure. So these are air-filled pockets in it, and not too uncommonly, you can get infections in that, and that's what happened to this lady when she was a child, when she was 12. And sometimes antibiotics isn't enough to get rid of this infection, and in that instance, it certainly wasn't. So what they did is they just basically drilled it all away. Now they would have put to sleep and drilled away all the infected bone, and then probably finished it off with another course of antibiotics just to make sure it's all gone. Because when you get infections in your bone, it's not good, especially when it's inside your skull. All kinds of trouble you can get there. What's slightly different about hers is you can get into this mastoid cavity slightly easier than you can in others. It's still difficult, like I said, but because the opening to her ear has been made wider as well, which is not always the case. Sometimes they just go into the cavity and then you can see it kind of veering off to the right, to the left, whichever ear you're working on. But this one, they just literally widen the entire entrance. So you don't get many mastoid cavities where you can get a view straight on down the cavity, which is what you've got here. So none of this is the ear canal, as you can see. So to the left hand side of the suction tube, as you're looking at it, the little bump there, that's where the canal wall used to be. So all this it's not supposed to be there ordinarily, but it's been drilled away, and it still gets filled up with dead skin, which is what this is. Now this lady does oil this. It does make it slightly easier, but still difficult, because even though the access is a bit easier because the entrance is made wider, it's still kind of it's kind of crispy. It would have been rock solid, this, but this lady oils it quite regularly, and then before she comes to see me, she does it for a few days in a row, and it makes it a lot easier. But what she's got, certainly down here, it's kind of like a cavity within a cavity. And like I said, you ordinarily wouldn't even be able to see or get to areas like this in a lot of them. But how it comes away, it's a thing of beauty. I think you're going to really enjoy it. It was so satisfying. How it peeled away, and you'll see all the structures and the bone behind all this, which obviously you don't see in any other ear. But as it comes, just stay tuned for it. Just trust me on this. I wouldn't let you down, would I? It does take a bit of mauling to get it. And again, they'll say, "Oh, just go in and grab that with a pair of forceps or get a hook in behind it." No, absolutely no way. There's no way you'd entertain. Well, I personally wouldn't anyway. Getting a tool that deep in someone's ear in a mastoid cavity, it's almost impossible to start with. But it's even more risky because on that wall there, the mastoid wall, you're nearer to things that can cause you that if you injure or damage, it becomes more serious than it would ordinarily in an ear canal. So you don't want to maul around with sharp tools down there, risk catching, grazing, opening something up. So with the suction, you don't need to go that close to the new mastoid to the new ear canal wall. It means you can just be a little bit of a distance away and then just pull this thing out of there. But when it comes, it's wonderful. It's an absolutely gorgeous looking thing. And you won't see it now. There's quite a thick layer of skin covering this lady's eardrum as well. I think I may have changed tube sizes there. I think I started with a smallish one. I think I've just moved up in size just to try and see if I can get a little bit more purchase on this, because it's not like a solid piece. It's lots of flakes kind of compacted together, so little bits of flakes loosen away from it, but the whole bulk of it, you can just about see. Now where you've got to keep your eye on when this, I don't think it's far away from actually moving. Where you need to keep your eye on is on the right hand side of this. You'll see a very thin layer of dead skin all the way back there, and you'll see it kind of flexing and moving away. Can you see it now? But when the whole thing does come, oh, it's so nice. It's really satisfying. Yes, it took a bit of work to get there, but it's so satisfying. Look at that. They're just images that you just don't see in normal earwax removal. So as challenging as they are, I always enjoy doing mastoid cavities. And this lady's going to come and see me every 4 months. She was previously seen by public health, and her words, not mine. They don't do as good a job. She said that, not me. Look at that, out it pops. And so she's going to come every 3-4 months. Now, they probably, to be fair to them, they don't get as much time as I give myself. I give myself 3/4 of an hour for each appointment, whether they need it or not. Very often they don't need it, but just in case you get one that's a bit awkward or a bit difficult, it means you don't make the next person in late, because that wouldn't be fair. So that means I get a bit of time in between procedures to do stuff like this, which I'm sure you appreciate. So here's a thick layer of skin on the eardrum. Now, I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, whether the eardrum was reconstructed or not when they did the mastoid surgery. I don't think it was, but I can't rule that out, because without seeing what it looked like before, and we certainly don't have any pictures of it from 68 years ago, thereabouts. I don't even know if they had endoscopes back then. They may have done. Somebody will correct me on that, I am very sure. What else can I tell you? What else I've been up to? It's the first day back after a bank holiday weekend today, and I had a lovely bank holiday weekend. Didn't do much. Went for a game of golf with my son, with the youngest son Luke. Got a couple of birdies too, which is always nice. What else did we do? We went out for ice cream. Now, that doesn't sound like an unusual thing to do, but there's a really famous ice cream shop. It's about a 20-minute drive away from us, and it's been going for well over 100 years. People travel from all over the place to come and get this stuff. It's that good. And I think we all gave ourselves diabetes for a start, but it was so good. But what I wanted to try, well, and I was a bit disappointed in it actually. It's all the rage at the moment. All the kids near us, and probably in the UK, are going bananas for this Dubai chocolate. I personally haven't tried it because I know it's a rip-off. It's a lot of money. It's basically pistachio paste with chocolate around it. Anyway, all the kids are going nuts for it. And this ice cream factory, parlour, sorry, they do a Dubai chocolate flavoured ice cream. So I thought, I love pistachio, so I'll give that a go. So I gave that a go, expecting it to be pistachio ice cream with like a layer of chocolate on top, which would have been perfect, but it was just dark chocolate with a few pistachio nuts in. I'm not really a fan of chocolate ice cream, but it was okay. I had a nice, is it cannoli? I had a cannoli on top of it, a pistachio cannoli. That was nice. Other than that, we didn't do a lot really. Just generally chilling in the garden, which we're having done up soon. So we're going to have a patch of mud for the next month in our garden while the workmen crack on and do it, because we've not done our garden since we moved house. Been saving up for it because it's a big job, because there's a lot of subsidence where we live. We live in a big coal mining area, and everyone's garden is sinking. And it's just really muddy. Nothing drains very well, and obviously it rains quite a bit over here. So we've been saving up for ages to get the garden redone. So basically just dig it all up, start again. We have to put like drainage tanks in as well. And when I asked them for a quote first, and they told me, I'm like, how much? And then he said, you won't even see half of that. I said, what are you talking about? I said, all the money you have to spend on your garden, it's underground where you can't see it. I'm like, oh, that's no flipping good, is it? But hopefully we'll have a nice new one for summer. Have a few garden parties, hopefully. I've got a new chair too. You might not have seen this. It's a higher back chair. It's what happens when you get a bit older. You appreciate having something you can just do that on. So I treated myself to a new office chair. Look at this now anyway. Spotless. A few little bits here and there, nothing significant at all, but isn't it an amazing looking cavity, that one? And yeah, go and check out the other video of the other cavity, of the same cavity, sorry, of this lady that we did months ago. And now this was her other ear. And I was a bit concerned about this one too. Now there wasn't much to remove from it, just this little flake of insignificant wax that we're just going to remove from that, but it's extremely sucked in, this eardrum. Now she is still known to ear, nose and throat, so I have suggested she asks them to have a look in this next time she goes, which is quite soon actually, I think. And I don't think there is anything like cholesteatoma at the moment, but that is extremely retracted, that eardrum. So and it might well have been like that. I don't recall what it was like from the other one. Maybe someone needs to go and have a look in the other video to see if I've put this ear in it, but I don't recall doing that. Anyway, I'm going to put the same outro again, by the way. I found this great. I used it as an intro the other day, but I'm going to use it as an outro for every video because I really like it. So that'll be coming up at the end of this. So I hope you enjoyed that anyway. But for now, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da.